Welcome to the Magnolia Minute. I'm Corey Poole, and today I have with me Lee Posey, Mayor of the City of Natchitoches and a candidate in the upcoming election. How are you?
Yes, I am, Corey. Thank you for having me. We sure are. We got an election coming up.
Yeah, so it'll be on April 4th, and you are running for re-election.
I'm running for re-election for Mayor of the City of Natchitoches. The April 4th is the primary there. And then early voting is March 21st through March 28th. That's Saturday to Saturday coming up. So it's close on us.
Yeah, man, not much time. Well, so tell me, why did you choose to run for re-election?
Well, I've grown up in this community all my life. I'm a Northwestern graduate. I've worked in this community for all kind of things, anywhere from Boys and Girls Club, Boy Scouts, Northwestern State University, been active in my church, and I just love this community, raised my children here. I have 8 grandchildren, but I don't have any of them in this community, but I'd love to provide the opportunity for more people for their grandchildren to be here. But I just love Natchitoches and love Northwestern. I want to do anything I can to make it the best it can be.
That's awesome. And so just continuing to do what you've done in your years as mayor so far.
Yeah, I've learned that, to me, one of the best things you can do is listen to people. I tell people all the time, I had a great time in college. I'm not the smartest guy around, and I know that, but I like to listen to smart people. And a lot of the things we've done in our community are things that people have done in other communities. We look at successful communities. I love to go visit the Rustons, the Covingtons, the Mandevilles, the Sulphurs, the Pinevilles, places that are very successful. And I have to sit down with their mayors and see what they're doing in their community, and that's kind of what we do. It's like a quality of life thing, which we think leads into what, when industry comes and looks at you, one of the first things they look at is quality of life for their workers. They're looking at your educational, what you've got to offer educational-wise, which leads to workforce development, which leads to jobs, which leads to economic development, and then of course a part of that is the crime in your community. When we had some site developers in here a few years ago, that was the 3 ingredients they want to see: is workforce and quality of life are the 2 top ones, and then they're also worried about law enforcement and crime in your community. And that's one we've got to work on. There's no doubt.
Yeah, I got you. And we have such good history here, and we've got the tourism side of it, so it's more just trying to attract people to move here and people to retire here.
Yeah, you're right. We have a tremendous amount of history here, and I love the fact that we're trying to see where history meets progress. I love Dr. Jim Henderson told me that several years ago, and I've loved it. We want to live off what we've done for so many years, but yet we can't keep living off all the old stuff. The millennials, they want to see a progressive community, and that's what we're trying to do in some different areas, is kind of get a little more progressive.
Awesome. Now, if reelected, what are some things that you would like to see addressed in the coming years?
Well, you're going to always be trying to work on your infrastructure needs. Being an older community, it dawned on me several years ago that we weren't keeping up with a lot of the things infrastructure-wise that we should have been. If you remember, in 2016, we rededicated a tax, and we've taken a large portion of that money. Now, we bonded out our new park Natchitoches, we did, so we didn't spend any of that money on that, but we've probably done somewhere between $8 and $9 million of street overlay in our community.
Wow.
We're replacing water lines. We've done a sewer. We took the master lift station that takes all the sewer of Natchitoches and takes it down to our sewer treatment plant. We have completely rehabilitated that, built a completely new plant. It was like $3 million. We're working on drainage. You're always sidewalk repair. We've got a lot of work to do. I know I hear from people all the time about things that need to be done, but we have done an awful lot of work. We're going to continue infrastructure upgrades. We had some pretty serious water problems here probably 2 to 2.5 years ago, and we bit the bullet and did what we needed to do. We listened to our consultants. It seemed like when in the past, whenever we did that, we always, when we got pressure, we backed down and didn't see it through. I told them on this we were going to see it all the way through, and it really has worked. Our water quality is tremendously better. The only places we're having problems with discolored water is where somebody's breaking a line and there's infiltration of the lines coming in. Usually it lasts for 24 hours and it's back good again. So we really take pride in the fact we've upgraded our water quality.
Yeah, and you also did some work at that intake at Sibley Lake for the
Right.
water.
They were telling us that we were taking, years ago, the intake structure for Sibley Lake to take water out of Sibley Lake was on the bottom of the lake. Probably should have never been put there. It's been there for years. They say you want to, the water does what's called a turnover of the water every year when the heat and the cold start switching at certain times of the year. So we raised it up about 6 or 8 feet to not take it off the bottom, and we think so we're not having to spend as much money on the chemicals to treat the water, but not taking it off the bottom because you're pulling muddy water through. So we listened to consultants, and now that was about $1 million project right there. So
yeah, man. And I know y'all are also working to complete a ring bus system, like electrical around the city to help with outages.
Yeah, I will match our electrical department, our utility department with anybody around. I know we have some outages, but when I talk to other communities, and if you talk to people real close in the city of Natchitoches, our outages are not near as many and near as long. When we have an outage, they get on it quickly, but they're always trying to upgrade our electrical system for the city of Natchitoches, and especially from the standpoint of economic development. We had one of our industries was supposed to have expanded, had talked about expanding tremendously a few years ago, and we were going to need more water and electrical service for them. So the outer perimeters, they're working on a big project there, and they're doing it in sections, and they're always looking ahead. But they're just a really good team of people that work for the citizens of Natchitoches.
Yeah, and then bringing more businesses in, like the new Hobby Lobby everyone's
Yes.
excited about. That's a new thing.
Yeah, we are excited about the Hobby Lobby coming. We think it's going to be something that'll be good, and there's a couple of out parcels that are with it that I think people are going to be pleased with what's going to be coming with that. So we've heard the potential of them. It's not anything cast in stone so far, but I think people are going to be pleased with what comes in with it.
Okay, so some surprises still to come.
We hope so.
All right. Now, anything else in the coming years that you would like to see addressed?
The ADM property where the brewery is over there, we have been talked to about some national developers that think it has an awful lot of potential. You've got Cane River Lake, you've got an old industrial site tied to tax credits and all the buildings there for renovation like the brewery did. You've got Chaplin's Lake and a 4-year institution that some developers have come in and actually approached us about working with us on this project. They think they can bring some developers with them with some money to help us develop that property. We think it has a lot of future potential, and it's up to us to make it happen. We think it could make it an extension of downtown. The brewery we all knew that the brewery fit no matter what went in over there.
Yeah.
The brewery seems to be doing well and whatever, so now we're ready. I've been approached by a restaurant looking at going in there. There's been a mixed use talk about another group that actually drew a whole proposal up, but what we're going to do is when we go out for RFPs is sit around and bring in development teams to present to us what the potential of that property is over there and try to go with the best one that can help us make it happen.
That's awesome, and really exciting to see what it'll turn into.
Oh yes, it will be. It is. And then we're working on something. We think there's something finally fixing to happen with the depot. We've already started the process. We're in the process of attaining the Budweiser building. I can't remember the name of the company, but anyway, we're getting that for the National Park Service, and we've got to do a big renovation project for the for the depot that will have a component of it of a portion in there of the African American History Museum in there for a section of it. National Park Services will have their offices in there, and then there'll be a public area to hold small meetings and be able to have a video room to show the history of some of the things that have gone on in our community for all these years. We think it has a tremendous amount of potential.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's already in the works, in the process. We've already passed stuff at the city council. It's going to be a slow process, but we think it'll happen in the next couple of years.
Yeah. Now, is there anything else you'd like to let people know about you?
Well, just that you won't find anybody that loves this community more than I do. Like I say, I've raised my family here. I've been a part of this community for so long. I was a business person for 36 years, so I think I understand this community, and it's all about the entire community. It doesn't matter. I love Cane River Lake, but sometimes it divides us up in ways that doesn't help us sometimes. So we have the east-west mentality sometimes, but we try to help everybody. Some of the parks we've done in our community, we've really upgraded our parks. That's a quality of life thing. I went to Pearson Mallet Park the other day and City Park the other day, and they were loaded up with people. We've put in a lot of healthy initiatives for walking tracks. Ross Williams Park, we've done those are our 3 signature parks. Frederick Richardson Park and the John Below Center down there. We've actually done some work to all those parks over the last 6 or 7 years. So, and this has been well used by our community, all ages.
Yeah, and I have to say, my family and I really enjoy that new Grady Irwin Nature area.
That is one I'm not going to be able to tell, but that has a lot of potential. That we've got something really in the works, and I hope I'll be back here in the future to explain what's going on. It's got some really tremendous potential for that. We just are in the process of acquiring 2 pieces of property to let that join our 100-acre park at Park Natchitoches to give us over a 200-acre park with walking and biking trails throughout the whole thing. So it's going to be awesome.
I'm ready. All right, well, there you have it. You've learned a little bit about Lee Posey, about what he'd like to see happen in the city of Natchitoches, and about what he's already working on. So mark your calendars, April 4th, right?
Yes, April 4th.
All right.
Early voting March 21st through March 28th, and I still want to be your mayor for the next 4 years. Thank you.
So get out and vote, and as always, thanks for watching.